You're watching the news when the anchor announces a historic Social Security cost of living adjustment. On paper, it looks like a significant financial win, a percentage increase that promises to bolster your monthly budget. But the feeling changes when the official letter arrives. As you unfold the paper and see the new monthly total, it becomes clear that the numbers on the page don't match the prices you're seeing at the store. This is the central paradox of modern retirement. Even as checks hit record-high totals, the people receiving them report falling further behind on their basic monthly bills. View that adjustment as a receipt, an itemized record of the financial damage you have already sustained at the grocery store, the gas pump, and the pharmacy over the previous 12 months. A massive check increase acts as an economic distress signal. It confirms that your purchasing power has already eroded significantly before the first dollar of that compensation ever reaches your bank account. The Social Security Administration manages this process using a rigid chronological calculation that creates a massive delay between the moment prices rise and the moment you are compensated for them. The government ignores inflation for 9 months of the year. They only measure price changes during July, August, and September. That narrow 3-month window is the only thing that determines your adjustment for the entire following year. If the cost of heating oil or food spikes in October, the formula simply misses it. Those increases are effectively invisible to the system until the next year's calculation cycle begins. This forces you to cover those rising costs out of your own pocket. Because of the delay in the calculation, you might front the bill for inflation for up to 15 months before the government adjustment finally arrives. By the time the January payout takes effect, it functions as a delayed reimbursement for financial losses you have already absorbed. While the timing of the measurement creates a lag, the specific metric the government uses creates a systemic mismatch. Your adjustment is based on the CPI-W. This index was designed in the 1970s to track the spending habits of young, urban wage earners and clerical workers, not people living in retirement. The shopping cart of a worker is filled with commuting costs and work clothes. A retiree's budget, however, is dominated by medical care and housing. In 7 of the last 10 years, medical costs have outpaced general inflation. Because the CPI-W index focuses on the spending of younger workers, it routinely ignores the biggest financial drain on a retiree's household. The formula uses the wrong ruler. By measuring the wrong goods, the government systematically undercalculates the actual price increases you feel every day. There is a final hurdle that can intercept your adjustment before it reaches your wallet: Medicare Part B premiums. Since these premiums are deducted directly from your benefits, any increase in the cost of Medicare happens automatically and invisibly. A moderate COLA increase can be entirely neutralized by a rising Medicare rate. In many cases, the raise results in $0 new in your actual bank account. Understanding these flaws changes how you should react to future COLA announcements. A record-breaking number is a signal of survival, not growth. Economic stability is actually found in a near-zero adjustment. That indicates that prices in the real world are remaining flat, and your money is maintaining its value without needing a government correction. This gap shows the reality of a massive COLA. It is a lagging response to a brutal year of costs, and because the formula is tuned to the wrong demographic, it is consistently failing to keep pace with your actual expenses. Since the government's timeline and metrics miss the mark on healthcare and housing, protecting your standard of living requires looking beyond the COLA. Real security comes from reducing your exposure to those unmeasured fixed costs and building income streams that don't rely on a flawed federal index. True financial security in retirement is never determined by the size of a government check. It is strictly about how much life that check can actually buy.